The sun dipped low over the hills as Jason and Melissa packed up their picnic basket. They had spent the afternoon near the lake, laughing, kissing, and basking in each other's company under the tall pine trees. It had been Melissa's idea, a little romantic getaway to escape the noise of the city. "I wish we could do this every weekend," Melissa said, brushing breadcrumbs from the blanket. Jason smiled. "We could, just you and me, away from everything." As they loaded the car, Jason's hand lingered on hers. "I love you," he said. Melissa blushed. "I love you too." As the car rolled down the narrow forest road, the headlights suddenly caught something. A vehicle parked sideways, blocking the path. Before Jason could react, masked men burst from the trees with metal rods and bats. The windshield cracked with a deafening thud. Both Jason and Melissa screamed. "Get out of the car," a voice yelled. "Don't hurt her," Jason shouted, trying to shield Melissa. It didn't matter. They were both dragged out, beaten, and blindfolded. Their screams echoed off the silent woods. When they woke, they were tied to chairs in a dim, windowless room. The air smelled of damp concrete and oil. Melissa's lip was bloodied. Jason's face was bruised. Where are we?" she whispered. Jason groaned. "I don't know." Their captors had said nothing. No demands for ransom. No phone calls. Just silence. It didn't make sense. "They don't want money?" Melissa asked, trembling. "Why are we here?" Jason shook his head, but didn't answer. 3 days passed in terror. They were fed just enough to survive. No sunlight. No clocks. Just darkness, dread, and the sound of boots walking past their cell door. Then, on the 4th night, Jason whispered to her, "We have to run." Melissa's eyes widened. "What?" "I've been watching their routines. There's a small window, maybe a few minutes. Tonight." "What if they catch us?" she asked. "Then we die trying." She hesitated, then nodded. That night, when the door cracked open for a food tray, Jason lunged forward, slamming his body against the guard. The man stumbled. Jason kicked his legs out from under him and grabbed the keys. "Run!" Jason yelled. They tore through the hallway, barefoot, bloodied, heart-pounding. Melissa sobbed as they ran into the moonlit woods. Branches slapped at their faces. The night air burned in their lungs. Behind them came shouting, dogs barking, flashlights bouncing. "Faster, them, come on," Jason urged. "I'm trying," she gasped. Then she fell. "Jason, I can't, I twisted my ankle." No, come on baby. We have to keep going." Just a little more. Jansen rushed to her and answered. "I can't. I swear, I can't move my leg. It hurts too bad. You have to go. Just leave me and get help." "Are you crazy?" "I'm not leaving you here. Not after everything." "Jason, please. If we stay, they'll catch us both. If one of us makes it, there's still hope. You can bring the police. You can save me. I won't let them take you again." "Already, what?" "Nothing. I'm just not leaving you. You have to go. I trust you. Go, Jason. Just come back. I love you. I love you too. Now go." Jason hesitates, then runs into the night. Melissa lies there, crying, praying that he'll return. But he never came back. A month passed. Jason was seen in clubs, expensive suits, driving a luxury car. A new penthouse. A new life. No signs of grief. No mention of Melissa. Just silence. Until Melissa's sister, Rebecca, reported her missing. She went on a picnic with her boyfriend. "She never came back," she told the police, her voice trembling. "He said they were attacked, but I haven't seen her in over a month. He hasn't even reached out." Detective Kessler took on the case. The investigation was long and brutal. There was no ransom request. No communication from any supposed kidnappers. No police reports filed by Jason. When questioned, Jason shrugged. "We were attacked. I ran to get help, but I got lost," he claimed. "By the time I came back, she was gone. I thought she was dead. I was in shock." But the story didn't hold. The forest area where he claimed to have run had no footprints. No call records. No witness sightings. No signs of him ever seeking help. Just silence. Then came the breakthrough. An anonymous tip led police to a shallow grave deep in the woods, near an abandoned lumber camp. Melissa's body was found in a decomposed state, her skin bruised, her face unrecognizable, and several vital organs surgically removed. Her fingers had been fractured, likely from trying to fight back. The autopsy report was chilling. Organs were removed with precision: liver, kidneys, corneas. This wasn't rage. It was business. The horror deepened. Detective Kessler and his team began combing through dark web markets and underground forums. A disturbing pattern emerged: recent listings of human organs matching Melissa's blood type and age range. They tracked financial transactions made through anonymous crypto accounts. But one of those accounts connected back to an IP used by Jason months earlier. The walls were closing in. After weeks of surveillance and digital tracing, the police raided an abandoned farmhouse at the edge of town. 3 suspects were arrested, 2 men and a woman. All had surgical tools, storage containers, and burner phones. One of them cracked under pressure. It was the boyfriend, the man confessed. Jason. He planned it all. Told us to kidnap them both, to make it look real. He said we should rough him up a bit so it's believable but not hurt him. He wanted the girl. Said she was worth more dead than alive. The room went silent at the station. Detective Kessler lowered his pen slowly, jaw clenched. It was time. At dawn, a black SUV pulled up to Jason's penthouse building. Flashing blue lights reflected off the windows as officers marched up to the 21st floor. Jason answered the door in a robe, sipping espresso. "Jason White," one of the officers asked. "Yeah. Can I help you?" "You're under arrest for the kidnapping and murder of Melissa Grace Moore." Jason blinked, frozen for a second. "You must be joking," he scoffed. But the officer didn't flinch. "You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law." Jason's face twisted in disbelief as he was handcuffed in front of cameras. His neighbors peeked from their doors, gasping. One woman cried. A journalist snapped a photo. As the elevator doors shut behind him, Jason glanced over his shoulder at the life he was leaving behind. The luxury, the lies, the blood money. Outside, reporters swarmed the SUV as it rolled toward the precinct. "Jason, did you plan her murder? Why did you do it? Did you really sell her organs?" Jason said nothing. His eyes stared blankly ahead, jaw clenched, face pale. Inside the police cruiser, Detective Kessler turned back and looked at him. "You sold her for parts," he said quietly. "She trusted you." Jason swallowed, but didn't respond. "You didn't just kill her," the detective added. "You buried yourself too." The car drove on, the city slowly waking up around them, unaware of the darkness unraveling inside. Jason was taken to the downtown police station, processed, fingerprinted, and photographed. His mugshot, cold, expressionless, flashed across national news within the hour. 2 weeks later, Jason was charged to court. The courtroom was packed. Family members, press, and curious onlookers filled every bench. Cameras weren't allowed inside, but journalists sketched and scribbled furiously. A heavy air of grief and anticipation settled like dust. Jason stood at the defendant's table in a charcoal gray suit, his expression unreadable. Gone was the slick Playboy image. He looked smaller now, drained, pale, and more like a man haunted than powerful. At the prosecution's table, Rebecca sat in the front row, clutching her sister's photo. Tears welled in her eyes as the judge entered and the room stood. "All rise," the bailiff called. Judge Eleanor Hart took her seat. "You may be seated." The trial had been relentless. The prosecution presented everything: the texts, the payments to the kidnappers, the dark web activity, the autopsy photos, and the confession of the captured criminals. The defense tried to argue coercion, tried to claim Jason had no knowledge of the murder plan. But the evidence was too overwhelming, too damning. The jury deliberated less than 4 hours. Now, the verdict was in. A hush fell as the foreman stood. In the case of the People versus Jason White, on the charge of first-degree murder, we find the defendant guilty. On the charge of conspiracy to commit murder, guilty. On the charge of kidnapping, guilty. On the charge of trafficking in human organs, guilty. Gasps and whispers echoed across the courtroom. Jason flinched slightly, but still said nothing. His eyes darted around the room as if searching for an escape that didn't exist. Judge Hart's voice was calm but firm. Mr. White, you orchestrated the brutal betrayal, abduction, and murder of a young woman who loved and trusted you. You lured her into the hands of monsters for profit. Your actions were calculated, remorseless, and inhuman. She paused to glance at Melissa's photo held by Rebecca. For these crimes, I sentence you to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. You will serve this time in a maximum security federal penitentiary. May justice bring the peace you denied your victim. She banged the gavel. Court is adjourned. As the courtroom stirred, 2 officers approached Jason and placed handcuffs on him. Rebecca stared at him through her tears, but Jason never met her eyes. Let's go, one of the officers said, pulling him to his feet. The hallway outside the courtroom buzzed with reporters. Jason, any remorse? Do you regret what you did to Melissa? Jason kept his eyes forward. Not a word. Not a blink. Rebecca stepped outside just as the officers led him toward the police van waiting by the curb. Their eyes finally met. She didn't scream. She didn't curse. She just looked at him, like he was nothing. That hurt more than anything. The steel doors slammed shut behind him. The van pulled away, leaving only silence and a trail of flashing cameras.
Please like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos.